Ken Trahan, Lenny Vangilder of SportsNola.com for Monday. It's the weekend of football completed. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Again, another Meatloaf song from this past weekend with our local teams, the New Orleans Saints. Some people want to say escaped. I'd like to say overcame and found a way to win, as they typically do, Lenny. And anytime you give Drew Brees an opportunity to do that, he's going to do it 9 out of 10 times.
Absolutely. He was masterful on that final drive. Not only did he execute, but he took that clock all the way down inside the final minute, and probably some of us even thought, okay, you couldn't get a little bit more off the clock. Did you feel good about giving Cam Newton 50 seconds there? But, I mean, the fact of the matter is he started inside his own 20 with more than 7 minutes to go and ran that 7-minute drill, if you will, to perfection.
Hit 8 of 9 passes on the drive. In fact, I did state at the time, come on, Sean, wait another play to call that flat pass to Pierre. Are you kidding me? No, they did a great job. And listen, Carolina's going to be good. This division's going to be good for years to come, and Cam Newton is the real deal. Jimmy Graham was just a beast again. That's 3 straight 100-yard receiving games for him. Saints are winning time of possession. They're running the ball effectively enough, and John Casey's doing a solid job for them.
All positive things and all things that you needed to see. The development of Graham is going right along what you're seeing in the NFL, with this sudden run of that athletic tight end and being able to use him in the offense, and he's constantly generating big plays. And the running game is probably the biggest difference offensively from 2010 to 2011. A year ago, there were a lot of injuries, but still the Saints did not average 100 yards a game on the ground. This year, it's up around 117 right now. It can get better, but it's certainly more than adequate.
Did they struggle a bit on defense? Yes, but not as much as you would like to think. Number one, Carolina's got a lot of weapons on offense. Number two, the Saints incurred at least one awful call on a roughing the quarterback hit on Turk McBride, which was terrible, which really enabled Carolina to not only stay in the game at that time, but gave them a chance to win. And this play, I'm sure, will be reviewed. It was a very poor call. LSU didn't need any calls. They were simply better than Florida on Saturday, faced a backup quarterback, and it showed. No chance against that LSU defense with that quarterback.
No doubt, and the numbers were amazingly similar to what Alabama held Florida to the previous week. I mean, scary they were so close, but the countdown is on. Here we are. We're 26 days away from LSU, Alabama, and Tuscaloosa, which is essentially going to be a semifinal game for the national championship the way it's shaping up. So who says we don't have a playoff in college football?
Yeah, tell me about it. Spencer Ware ran hard, ran really well. P.J. Lonergan hurt. We'll see how bad that is. But they had T-Bob Hebert to step in, and he did a solid job. And, of course, Jared Lee in the second half hit his passes. And they didn't throw the ball much, but when they had to, he came through again and again, no turnovers.
Exactly. That's what he needs to be. He needs to be an efficient manager of the football game. He's got a great set of backs. He's got a solid set of receivers. Get the ball to those guys. Hand the ball off. Don't commit turnovers. He's doing a great job of that.
And much made about the Brad Wing situation with taunting, and it wasn't that flagrant, but it's part of the rules, and you just can't do that, and I think he will learn coming out of that. As for Tulane, I don't know what to say. It was a strange game watching the game. Tulane was awful for most of the first half. Defense couldn't stop anybody. Special teams coverage was horrendous. And then all of a sudden in the second half, they played great. Their defense shut down Syracuse completely until the final drive, and their offense stepped up and played well, and their kicking game was solid. I mean, this was like a Jekyll and Hyde performance.
It really was. Early on, it looked like Tulane committed a couple of turnovers, got behind 24-7, and it looked like it was going to be the same story of the last 2 weeks. But Ryan Griffin, all of a sudden, he's had some injuries at receivers. Don't forget Ryan Grant, his best receiver, got hurt in the first half of the Southeastern game, is probably out for the year. Xavier Rush hadn't seen one catch going into the game. He makes touchdown catches of 60 and 58 yards.
And had another one.
Yeah, looks good doing it.
Call back.
Yeah, so he looks good doing it. He could be a star in the making.
Yeah, let's hope so. Bottom line is they're 2-4, and obviously the watch is on in terms of what's going to happen with Bob Toledo and his staff. The common trend of thought is they have to have a winning season, especially off of a week where they got a lot of email, a lot of mail, a lot of message board stuff, and the athletic director responded. When you see that, it's not a good thing.
Yeah, and the fact is, he even said, hey, I was in there, met with the team, met with the coaches on Sunday. That was probably the most telling thing to me. And, yeah, certainly he had to do that because there was just so much right, wrong, or indifferent information going out there that you've got to address it, and he did.
And the Cajun watch continues. They beat Troy, so ULL with a great shot to come to New Orleans, and that's good news for the city, too. That's our weekend recap of football for SportsNola.com. For Lenny Vangilder, I'm Ken Trahan. Thanks for joining us.